Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. All praises to who the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrews Yahweh, by Hashem being in the name, and Yahushai being the name, and only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to the hopeful light, preaching His word of truth and sincerity. On the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will in another video to edify, and I wanted to go in on this, man. Just real briefly, this ain't gonna be a long one, but it says Plandemic 2.0 FDA to grant emergency use authorization to Little Gates for Myrna bird flu shot. Says the FDA has granted emergency use authorization for experimental mRNA flu shot, as authorities warn that another pandemic is about to sweep the globe. And, the crazy thing about it is I'm hearing more and more people sitting there saying they're coming up with CVID symptoms. They're saying that they just tested positive. So something's definitely starting to get in the air. Esau's definitely doing this shit again, and things are moving forward. But it says the American Medical Association made a few changes last week to its current procedural terminology system, describing as leading medical terminology code set for describing healthcare procedures and services. One significant is the creation of a new CPT code for H5N8 influenza virus vaccines, right? I don't want to say it because, Esau's on his shit. Candidates that receive emergency use authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, right? So here it is. You have something that's supposed to be new. Another thing, Esau standing with his enchantments. We're going to get those scriptures, but this is letting you know, man. So let me get this. I'll get another one after. Get a couple. Lord, will this all be edifying? This is through the Spirit. I ain't got anything planned. It says Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, the thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There's no new thing under the sun. Right? They did the first run with this first one. And remember, you had that nigga that owns Apple sit there and say they didn't take this one serious, but the next one they will. Right? Could this be the next one? I don't know. It could very well be, but at the end of the day, the scriptures tell you. Jeremiah 28. Where's Isaiah? Yeah, Jeremiah 28:8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many kingdoms, against many countries, and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? So this ain't far-fetched. Right? This is pestilence. Among all other things that Esau's cooking up in these laboratories, man. It says, naturalnews.com reports, you may recall, that during the Wuhan CV-19 pandemic, the FDA granted EUA, that's an emergency use authorization, to line up the injections unleashed through Operation Warp Speed. Now, for the first time since CV, the medical establishment is readying itself for what appears to be the next scamdemic, right? So this is what they're doing. So they're letting you know that Esau's up to his same old tricks. But at the end of the day, even if Esau's doing these tricks, it's the hand of the Lord, because the scriptures tell you. This is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the wicked is the sword of the Lord. So whatever they do, it's really the Lord swinging their ass around. Gotta get this. backed it up. Isaiah 10 and 15, it says, shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? Who's the one shaking and shaking the saw and hewing the axe? It's the Lord. As if the rod should shake itself against him that lifted it up, or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood. Therefore shall Yahweh of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. You see? Because the Lord's the one in control. He's the one that controls these devils. They don't do anything by their own power. So even when Esau's the one in the labs cooking his shit up, getting ready to pull out the next thing to push forth his agenda, it's really the Lord in control. The Lord said he created, let's get that. This is Isaiah 45 and 7. It says, I form the light. Start 6. It says, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. So at the end of the day, it's the Lord's hand in all this. The Lord doesn't do wickedness, but he controls controls those that do, right? The Lord created this devil to do these things. He wrote it in their plan. He wrote it in their story. This is what you're going to do. You're going to come out with this. You're going to do these things. You're going to put this hell on my people. And at the end of the day, just like the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, he hardened Esau's heart to keep doing these things till the Lord destroys him. This ain't going to be no different of a time. No different of a time. So that's what we see, right? But Esau is up to the same old tricks, and Lord will just be a real heater. But even if it is a trick, the scriptures talk about how he's gonna stand. In Isaiah 47 and start at 11, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments. And this is an enchantment of these devils, man. Going in that laboratory, cooking these diseases up, making sure it can hit the people and affect them in the way you need it to, so you can push forward your agendas. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. This is nothing more than him standing with his enchantments to push forth his goal. Put this world back in a state of fear, back in a state of okay, well, the government has to step in, right? To pull these things back out, to push the next phase of his agenda, to give the people less say-so, and to give himself the ability to start calling these numbers. Because remember, when you go back to the Georgia Guidestones, it said they wanted to keep the world under in perpetual balance under 500 million, I think is what it was. Right? So there's 9 billion people, damn near 9 billion people on the earth. They need what is that? 800 they need 8,500,000,000 people gone. They don't need healthy people for that, so they're cooking up this shit in these labs in order to go to the next phase. To go to the next phase. So this is what's being done. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, that now the astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticator stand up and save thee from these things shall come upon thee. Because even though Esau's doing all these things, the Lord has a judgment that's going to come against him for it. So these devils, and just like they're doing now, man, they were at the World Economic Forum, and they had that woman from South America, that witch doctor or whatever it was, come in and do that little seance right before the meeting. They're consorting with those witches, those warlocks. In their meetings, it says, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Because none of these tricks, none of this BS that this devil's doing is going to actually get him away from that judgment of the Lord. The Lord is going to answer every time and any time, man. So this is just another ploy. Esau's cooking up. Lord will actually have some numbers behind it and niggas really start dropping. Right? Because that would be good for my personal business, man. Shalom.